Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and today, tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, we are getting into a dream of a bourbon. We are getting into a pipe dream of a bourbon. Redwood Empire Pipe Dream. Before we get into reviewing this sexy looking bottle, please do me that favor, like, comment, subscribe, do those great YouTube-y things. Appreciate the support, so thank you so much. But let's get into this freaking bottle. What the heck is this? Redwood Empire Pipe Dream. This is their bourbon. So a long time ago, I've reviewed their Lost Monarch and the Emerald Giant, which is their Burr Rye, as well as their rye whiskey. I'll pin both those links up there if I can figure out how to do that. But this is the final one of their kind of low proof trio, if that's what we want to call it. Their final bourbon of that like 90 proof one. I freaking love those other two. Like honestly, my favorite Burr Rye, that's like 90 proof, sub $40. And then that rye, honestly, is so crushable. So I have high expectations of the bourbon. This will be my first time trying it. Obviously, this bourbon is distilled in California by Redwood Empire, but they also do source this partially, unknown percentages of whatnot, but they source from Kentucky, Tennessee, as well as Indiana. But essentially, to break this bourbon down Barney style, it is a 4 to 12-year-old blend from bourbons all around the country at 90 proof for around $35 in most areas. So, real question, with the other two bottles being so gosh darn fantastic, love both of them so much, does this one compare? Let's get into it. On the nose, it's sweet, very sweet, caramels, vanillas, little bit of like a breadiness, like a potato bread. So I mean a very non-descriptive like bread. Because potato bread, let's be honest, that's not really descriptive bread by any means. Honestly, the nose is extremely freaking sweet. Getting honey, vanilla, caramel, well, potato bread for some reason. But that's pretty much about it. Maybe like a slight pecan nuttiness. Little bit of a floral bit, kind of like a rose petal. But at that point, I'm hunting for things. And then some cherry, like some just general like bourbon notes. Nothing crazy, nothing blowing me out. It's honestly just very, very sweet and easy. So much vanilla, honey, and caramel. A little bit of almost like a syrup, like pancakes and syrup in there. A little dab of butter. Some potato bread. And maybe a rose, like a rose petal. But that's me hunting for like, because there's a slightly like floral note in there. And I don't know where that's coming from by any means because it's an extremely sweet nose, but it's like almost like a rose petal. Which is a weird note for me because I don't get that a lot, but it's just an extremely sweet bourbon. A touch of oak, pancakes, syrup, and vanilla. I mean, I like it. Let's go ahead and get on the palate. So that pecan nuttiness gets a lot bigger and brighter on the palate. Starts off very nutty, a little bit oak, lots of vanilla and caramel still, and that pancakes, syrup, and butter. First half of the palate, very nutty, caramels, vanillas, brown sugar, and then it becomes that nuttiness kind of fades into this like bready pancake and then syrupy, buttery slush, and then finishes into like a cinnamon, peppery oak almost. Cinnamon, peppery oak, if that makes sense. It gets a little dry towards the end there, but overall it's just so sweet throughout the palate, and then the finish starts getting just a tad bit dry, just a little bit dry. Not too much, but just slightly dry. Mid palate, and get like a touch of like a strawberry, like a little bright strawberry explosion. And then it kind of goes away as it evolves into that kind of pancake syrup, butter, waffle-y type breakfast, like a bitchin' breakfast. Honestly, I like this. That being said, comparatively to the other two, because I think honestly, like their burr rye, freaking here. Their rye, about pretty close. This one, it's kind of middle of the road. I think this is really good compared to a lot of bourbons in that category. Like this is where most bourbons in like the $35 range are usually kind of like overhyped, not so great. This one, it's really well put together, really well finished, very freaking sweet. It's like so sweet. So if you have a sweet tooth and you love sweeter bourbons, this one is going to be the right one for you. I'm just kind of, so full disclosure, it's a buy. It's a good bourbon. Like it's a good, easy, sweet bourbon at $35. Like there's nothing wrong with it, but there's also nothing extremely amazing to write home. Like it's not some insane value or anything. Where the other two in the category, the other two in their lineup were kind of showstoppers. This is kind of just, it's competitive in its market. Like it works there along with its other ones. Like I could put this with like a Four Roses single barrel, a Woodford Reserve bourbon, like something of that nature. Maker's 46, like a solid $35 just bourbon. That's exactly where this is, and that's exactly what this is. So if you're looking for another bourbon that's kind of in that $35 range and you have yet to try this, I think this is definitely worth getting. That being said, if you can get the Lost Monarch or the Emerald Giant, I would encourage you to get those ones over this. Not saying that, again, I do not want to say I'm shitting on this bottle, but those two, freaking phenomenal. This one, pretty good for the price. I kind of expected a little bit more out of it because I was so blown away by those other two, where this one, it's just good. It's just good. Well, the other ones are great, like that freaking tiger from the, what is that, Frosted Flakes movie or show, commercial? Words hard? Jeez Louise. Yeah, I'm gonna buy on this though. Like, there's nothing wrong. It's just good. It's just good. But again, Lost Monarch. Get the Lost Monarch. You'll thank yourself. But that's gonna be a wrap for this video. Please do me that favor, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below what you guys thought about my review. Let me know what you guys think about this bottle or the other two bottles in this little trio of their low proof bourbons. I know recently they just released the cask strength ones. I've yet to see those, but I am rushing to the store the second they hit my freaking market to buy them, and you will see reviews when I do. Also, check out the Facebook, Instagram, and the Patreon. The links for all that stuff are down there below. Cheers, y'all. We will see you